I think Miami's only case, I think Miami is a small case, is BYU and Alabama have to get blown out. Both have to get blown out.
Yeah.
That's the only case that Miami might have is you say, okay, yes, we didn't make our conference championship, but because of the stupid rule tiebreaker with 5 teams that are tied, they went to the 5th one. It goes to them. Now, that's Miami's only case is Bama and BYU have to get blown out against Tech and Georgia.
This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Chris Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mark Davis. This is All About the Balls podcast. That is Luke Rule. And, man, we are coming off a week off, Luke, from Thanksgiving break, and a lot of shit happened when we were gone. We had Thanksgiving games. We had Black Friday games. We had rivalry weekend for college football. We had head coaches, head carousel of head coaches going around and around and around. And now we also have the CFP bracket almost filled, it looks like, going into conference championship weekend. Things can be changed. So, Luke, before we talk all that, how was Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah, Thanksgiving was great. I mean, I went down to Florida a week early to celebrate Thanksgiving, and I just kind of hung out at the house here for actual Thanksgiving. So it was good. I got to sit down and watch a lot of football this last couple of weeks. I mean, a lot of sadness for my teams, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Ravens are still first place in the North, so we're okay still. We're still in it.
Yes, sadness for my teams too, Luke. Atlanta, I mean, I know we're not officially eliminated from the playoffs, but I think when the Seahawks kick the living crap out of us this week coming up, I think we're done. I think we'll be officially eliminated. And then Texas did not, well, it's not official, but they're not going to make the college football playoffs, unfortunately. But hey, we did beat little brother. We did take belt to ass. We kicked them out of the SEC championship. They still haven't been. A&M still hasn't been in the SEC championship. Texas has year one. Oklahoma hasn't been to the SEC championship. So out of the 3 of us, Texas is still better, which is always good to hear. But they'll both be in the playoffs. We won't. I'll be rooting for every other team, even Ohio State, if I have to, over those 2 teams. So, but no, Luke, we're going to talk NFL first, and then we'll dive into college. We're going to try and spend about half and half there. But, Luke, let's start. I can't believe we're going to do this, but let's start off with the Chicago Bears, kings of the NFC at the moment, sitting at 9-3. They're on a run. They've had some of these crazy wins. They've had some close wins, obviously. Luke, are the Chicago Bears a legit contender this year?
I mean, they'll definitely make the playoffs at this point. A contender, I still don't know. I have a hard time seeing them beat some of these top end teams in the. I mean, they did beat the Lions, right?
No. They beat they beat the Eagles on Black Friday.
Oh yeah, they beat the Eagles.
They lost the Lions week 2. That was week after the Lions came off the Packers game, and the Lions just kind of went off.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, their defense gives up a lot of yards, but they get a lot of turnovers too. So I mean, it helps out. Caleb Williams isn't doing too many crazy turnovers. He has one or two a game, but he's taking care of the ball, not putting the ball in harm's way too often. He's completing his best passer rating of his career so far. Has been his last little few weeks, which is still not saying much, but he's playing well. He's doing good enough to get them to win some of these games. So
yeah, and the run game too, Luke. Swift and
Manungai,
yeah, they both had over 100 yards last week against the Eagles and Philly too. I mean, I get we're going to talk to Eagles, what we think about them, but going into Philly, regardless of how we feel about the Eagles, Black Friday, it's a primetime game. The NFL universe is watching. You go in there, and it was a close game, but they weren't down big to come back from. Yeah, they were only up 10-9 at one point, and then they finished the game and they ran the ball out. Caleb Williams made it. I mean, in my opinion, one of the best throws of the season across his body. That little floater to Cole Kmet, that was filthy. That was nasty. That's the Caleb Williams we expect. That's the Caleb Williams we think can do it. I agree with you. He hasn't put the ball in harm's way this year. He still has that kind of tendency to do it kind of like what Josh Allen did his first couple of years and throw rockets into everyone and not have the touch, like the little bit of preciseness that you need, which he's developing, and he's young. And with Ben Johnson, I think he can develop that trait. But, man, this defense, I mean, the last couple of weeks have been playing good football. and they're winning games. And if they're winning close games now, I mean, that just shows that maybe they do have the signs to be a tough outing in the playoffs. And if they do get the 1 seed, going to Chicago in the winter, that's tough, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to suck for especially some of these dome teams have to go to Chicago and play road playoff game in Chicago. That'd be very tough.
They still have they have 4 out of their 5 last games are tough. They got the Packers twice, 2 in 3 weeks. They have the Niners at the Niners, and of course the Lions. Which Lions are we going to get? You just never know with the Lions. And then of course the Browns, but the Browns have a good defense. Myles Garrett on pace at 19 sacks right now with 5 games left to break the season record. I mean, I think he's going to do. I think Myles Garrett might end up with 25, 27 sacks.
Yeah, I think his goal is 25 for the year.
Yeah, he's at 19 already, man.
Yeah, so he can do it. He has a couple more multi-sack games. I know he only got 1 last week, but he was going against one of the top left tackles last week. So I mean, they had a pretty good little battle.
If he gets 1 a game, he's gonna have the record with a sack and a half, essentially. But no,
yeah, put a little asterisk on it though, because they play an extra game, or probably 2 games since that record was set.
Well, if he does it in 16, then we'll give him the credit. Yeah. But no, back to the Bears though. I like what I'm seeing, and I didn't want to drink the Kool-Aid before the season. I said I didn't want to because last year I had them at like 10 wins or whatever, 9 wins. I think you had 11 wins for them.
Yeah,
it's hard to drink the Kool-Aid, and now that I'm seeing it, I thought this is what Ben Johnson could do. He could get the best out of them. He's using 2 running backs, a la the Detroit Lions. He's using 2 tight ends, a la the Detroit Lions, and the receivers, it's like you just never know which week it's going to be. Is it going to be DJ Moore this week? Is it going to be Luther Burns? Is it going to be Roman Dunze? I think when they start to figure out that receiver situation with Caleb Williams and who's going to be the consistent guy and can Caleb be consistent, this is a team. For the future, this is a team I think can be dangerous. And this year, with the League of Parity and the Rams, which they got beat by the Panthers, it's any team's given week, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that there's no one team that stands out more than the others, really. I think any team could win. I think we'll probably get 2 different Super Bowl teams this year. 2 teams that haven't been in the Super Bowl in probably the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So, hopefully. I'd rather watch somebody else besides the Eagles-Chiefs again.
And I know for Discord purposes, Chicago in the Super Bowl would be electric. It would be.
Oh, yeah.
It would be.
Especially if they lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, hey, even if they're winning and or whatnot, and then they choke, or if they finish winning, how Doc's excitement. I mean, it'd be fireworks for us for sure, for our own personal agendas and our own personal reasons. But with the Chicago Bears team, the Lions not looking too hot. The Packers, I don't truly believe in. The Vikings are done for this season. The Bears could take this division at least, maybe not the 1 seed because you still have the Rams and the Eagles lurking. You still have the Seahawks as well. They're there. It's a race to see who's going to be. You have 3 teams with 3 losses right now in the NFC. So can the Bears do it? I don't know because I think they're going to split with the Packers, and I still think they're going to lose the Lions at the end of the year. I think the Lions are kind of going to be in win now mode at that part of the season. That might be a win they have to get in game. So you're going to be playing a very motivated, you can say, Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it shakes up for the NFC North.
Oh, yeah. And Luke, speaking of the NFC North, let's talk the Detroit Lions, and we'll also throw the Kansas City Chiefs in because these 2 teams last year were the number 1 seed in the AFC and the NFC, and now both teams find themselves currently out of the playoffs. Luke, are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions this year destined to sit out this year's playoffs?
I mean, it's looking that way. I mean, all the wild card teams right now for the AFC have all beaten the Chiefs, so they have to get like a game ahead of them. They can't tie these records with them.
Besides the Colts,
yeah. Besides that one, but the Colts could still win their division, so they could flip flop back.
Yeah, they could.
So I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, they have to win out at this point to try to make it because they're not going to win their division. I think the Broncos are pretty much going to lock that up, even though they haven't been playing great football. They've been playing winning football.
Call me crazy. I think the Chiefs are going to win out.
All right, it wouldn't surprise me, but they have to. They have to be able to make it or have a shot. And they're going to need some games to go their way. And some other weeks, some other teams going to have to lose in front of them. And the Lions, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with the Lions week to week. 1 week they're going to put up 40 points, and the next week they'll put up like 10. Like, the offense will just look flat, and the defense will get just smoked 1 week. And I don't know if it's what it is.
Yeah, because the Lions have back-to-back. You're hosting Dallas on Thursday night, and then You travel to Los Angeles the following week, and you have a motivated Dallas Cowboys who we're going to talk about soon. So the Lions have a couple of tough games coming up. And the Chiefs, yes, even though I have them winning out, they do have some tough games. They are playing the number one defense in football, the Houston Texans. You have to play the Chargers again. This time it's in Kansas City, which I think they'll win. You have the easy middle game with the Titans, and then you have to host the Broncos, who did beat them, close game. But I think this time in Kansas City it's different, and then you play the Raiders. So you have 3 tough games, and then 2 bad teams you're playing. So can the Chiefs go 5-0? Could they go 4-1 and make the playoffs at 10-7? I think the Colts are destined to kind of fall back. They play the Jaguars twice, the Texans again. They have a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah,
and
Daniel Jones has like a fractured tibia or fibia or some shit that he's playing through.
Yeah, and I don't trust the Chargers still neither. I know that they had, they beat up the Raiders, but it's the Raiders. So with the Chargers having their injuries and whatnot, Herbert's a little banged up now too. What are they going to be?
Yeah, he broke his hand or something like that. His non-throwing hand.
Yes,
he had surgery yesterday on it, so he expects to play this week. So we'll see if he actually does. I need him to for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, for fantasy purposes. But for these 2 teams, though, it's just crazy. I just, I understand that the Lions have new coordinators, and I know we got me and Alan got in a little argument about it in Discord about the coordinators, and the defense is honestly about the same as it was last year. They're better this year with yards per game. They're 2.7 points worse with points per game. They're on pace to have more sacks this year. Turnovers, they did better last year. So they're about the same if you balance it out. Yes, situational football, maybe they're a little worse, but they were terrible in the playoffs. And we've all said that this team is fueled by the offense, and that is where I think the biggest coordinator difference is Ben Johnson. I don't think Aaron Glenn is as huge of a loss as we think it is. I think the offense is way worse than it was last year, but the defense is about the same, maybe just a little worse than last year. I think that's what the problem is. The offense isn't consistent. Now, they have the big numbers, but it's not consistently throughout the game. It's like they're trying to make a late comeback here and there, or they just blow out a team and then they're quiet for a week or 2. So the Lions, they're a weird team right now.
Yeah, I think teams are like figuring out Jared Goff. If you start lighting him up early in games, he's going to get a little flustered. It's when he turns into a turnover machine. He's going to start throwing picks, or he's going to throw like way off target once you start putting him under some pressure. And I think teams are starting to figure that out, and they're sending a lot of heat at him. But I mean, if Goff is sitting there, and if Goff sits in there, clean pocket, he'll put the ball in the money. But you get him off his spot, and he just gets flustered. And I think teams are taking advantage of that this year.
It's so weird because like there's those weeks looks like a top 5 QB, and then there's those weeks he looks like a below average quarterback that maybe he's fighting for his job next year with a rookie quarterback coming or something like that. But the Chiefs, though, same thing, man. It's just, can they get consistency on the offense? I mean, there's those weeks they look explosive. I mean, they played close against the Cowboys. They played close against the Broncos. Now, that one was low scoring, but they beat the Colts. They had to come back for it. Now you're playing a tough defense this week. Chargers defense is pretty good still. I mean, and the Broncos, another top defense in the league. So you have 3 tough defenses coming up. I wouldn't be crazy if at least one, and I wouldn't even be shocked if both miss it, but it's hard to believe that it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's really hard to bet against Mahomes too. So, well, when everything he's down and out, he figures a way back in there. And watch, he'll probably be back in the AFC Championship game again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw. I mean, if it happens, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, but it's also shocked to say that the best QB in the league, no matter what's around him, is not going to possibly make the playoffs, because we never said that really about Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or Drew. I mean, Drew Brees did miss the playoffs from time to time, but you just never thought that it would be, because those how great those guys are. Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. Now, even like I said, Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, those are 3 quarterbacks I cannot picture missing the playoffs in today's era, because those are the 3 best QBs in my opinion.
All 3 of those could miss it.
And they all 3 could. Now the Ravens probably hope is to win the division. The Bills are 8-4. They kind of gave themselves a little bit of breathing room. We'll see what they do going forward.
Need a big game from them this week. They got to beat the Bengals this week.
And that's a tough matchup because probably T. Higgins being back. It's always tough, no matter how bad the Bengals are. You got to guard T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I mean, it's bad. I mean, but the Bills have a good pass defense, bad rush defense. So we'll see what they do there. Luke, let's talk a team that we've been calling frauds, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, they are currently in first place in the NFC East. They are sitting at 8-4, just above the Dallas Cowboys at 6-5-1. Are the Eagles frauds, or do you think they can slowly start to wake up going into this playoff push?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to read the Eagles. Like, their offense is just – they have so much talent on the offensive side of the ball, and it just seems they can't figure it out. I don't know if because the offensive coordinator is just fucking terrible, or Nick Sirianni needs to step in there and start calling plays or something. I don't think the receivers like Jalen Hurts too much. It doesn't seem like they do, especially A.J. Brown. Saquon Barkley, he is not nearly as effective as he has been in the past, especially last year.
O-line's banged up.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of their success last year is because they had the best O-line, and the tush push. The tush push is starting to get figured out a little bit. A lot of teams are getting the stops, or they're fumbling the ball in the tush push. So I mean, that changes the game a lot for the Eagles, because they used to be able to extend those drives on 4th and 1s and 3rd and 1s and push the ball in the end zone with tush pushes, but it has not been nearly as successful as it has been in the past. So it's the Eagles' offense is the issue. I mean, the defense plays good for most of the game. It's just the offense is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, and it's ironic that A.J. Brown's 2 best games of the year these past 2 weeks have come on L's. I mean, now I'm not saying they lost because they went to A.J. Brown, but that's the funny part is we've been all saying all year that get A.J. Brown, get Devontae Smith involved, get Dallas Goedert involved, and when they do get A.J. Brown involved, they're losing this game. Now, I don't know. I'm personally not a big Jalen Hurts guy. Now, I said when he's in the Super Bowl, he's the best player on the field. Both Super Bowls he's been in, he's been the best player. Now, he has to get there. That's the problem. And I think this year, I get it. They might win the division because the NFC East isn't that strong. The Giants and Commanders are pretty bad. The Cowboys started off a little slow, and now they're starting to figure out on defense. Their offense is still clicking pretty good. But if you're telling me the Eagles play against the Rams, the Seahawks, the Bears just beat them. Maybe the Packers played them pretty tough. Can they beat these teams consistently? I mean, even Dallas beat them and played them tough in Philly week 1 before they had it figured out. So I'm not a believer in the Eagles this year. Yeah, the defense it's looked worse, but defense is still above average compared to the rest of the league. I just don't believe in this team. Every team has got them figured out, and with the injuries on O-line, and I just don't believe in Jalen Hurts to deliver in the regular season unless Saquon is being Saquon of last year.
Yeah, and I wouldn't hope on it because he hasn't been able to do it all season.
No, he is not. I mean, I know Saquon. I think Saquon's broken 100 yards just a couple times this year. I mean, he's only averaged 3.7 yards a carry, which is not Saquon like. Yeah, he's only hit 100 yards one time, and that was the big game against the Giants the second time they played. So he's only hit 100 yards once. At this point, he was he's at 740 now. I feel like through 12 games, he was probably at like 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
So if I had to guess, because he broke 2K last year. So, I mean, he was lights out. Luke, we mentioned the Cowboys. The Cowboys are 6-5-1, and yeah, they're right there. They're the 9 spot. The tie is going to be a little weird at the end, but can you see the Cowboys going on a little run here, continuing the run they're on, and finding themselves in the playoffs for the NFC?
Oh, yeah, it looks like the Cowboys are clicking right now on offensive defense. So, I mean, they're starting to turn this around. They got a couple guys back. You got your Texas boy out there, Mr. Sweatbands. He looks like he's playing pretty good football. I saw he got a few times, but he made some big plays as well. Then having Quentin Williams as a defensive tackle spot, I think that's helped out a lot, stopping the run game against them.
He looks good.
So, I mean, the cornerbacks are playing pretty good football. Overall, defense looks a lot better.
Getting Diggs is coming back too.
Yeah, so I mean, they're getting healthy. They're getting guys back. They're traded players. Quentin Williams coming in there, playing good football. Then the offense has been pretty good all year. It's tough to guard CD and Pickens. Those guys are just lighting teams up.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and the run game looks good. I mean, Ferguson's one of the top tight ends as well this season.
Javonte's playing good.
Yeah, Dak. He's playing clean football. He's not doing a crazy Dak thing. That's throwing arm punts all the time. So.
No, I mean, Dak's playing good. And I really think, I mean, if Dak can make a push, I mean, I believe the MVP race right now is Stafford and Drake May. But if Dak goes on a run here and propels them to the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised as a sneaky, sleeper, dark horse pick. Dak Prescott could find himself as an MVP candidate. Now, we're talking to him, though. I mean, this is a big game coming up this Thursday night on Amazon Prime Video. The Detroit Lions, the Dallas Cowboys, it's a must-win game for both teams. You just come off beating the Eagles. You come off beating the Chiefs. You beat the back-to-back Super Bowl champions and both teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. First team to do that since 2016. And Chris said that the last time it happened was the Atlanta Falcons, and they went to the Super Bowl. So maybe does that happen again? Does history repeat? We'll find out. But you're coming off 2 electric wins, and now you're playing the Detroit Lions, another electric team. This could keep them going. I mean, their schedule's not too crazy going forward. Give the Chargers, but
it's a game. It's a game I bet the over on this week.
Yeah, I bet the over for sure. I mean, it's just a big matchup. Cowboys riding a 3-game winning streak. You're playing the Lions. We don't know what the Lions are going to be. I mean, I like what I'm seeing from the Cowboys. The defense, like I said, it's been better.
I'd hate to see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl and Jerry Jones just tell everybody he was right.
Well, I was talking to a Cowboys buddy of mine today, and like people don't believe it. Like I actually wouldn't mind the Cowboys winning it because it would be chaos. It would be chaos with everyone that hates the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys fans. Yeah. It is something that would be fun to watch. And I have no hatred towards the Cowboys. Do I think Jerry Jones is annoying? Sure, I do. But how good would that be for the NFL? How much revenue it would bring with all the merch? Because there's a lot of Cowboys fans. It'd bring a lot of money, and plus 30+ years or seasons of not winning the Super Bowl.
Probably one of the most watched Super Bowls too. You get the Cowboys in there. Everybody's watching.
Yeah, everyone's watching the Dallas Cowboys. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Luke,
whether you like it or not, you're watching.
It's their must see because of the storyline. It's the name. Luke, a team that we have been waiting for them to die down, but now they're finally back. The New England Patriots, have they staked their claim that, hey, from 2020 to 2024, we took 5 years off? Are the New England Patriots officially back as one of the premier teams that it's going to propel them going on a little run next 5-10 years?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go that far out. This year they're playing good football. I mean, they have the easiest strength of schedule in the NFL, so I'd hope they're winning these games. But they're doing what they're supposed to do against these inferior teams. Like they're just beating the shit out of some of them, which is what they should be doing. So I mean, you can only play your schedule. They don't make the schedule, but they are playing the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, they are.
I would hope. I think they're favored by like 11 games or 12 games this year, or it could have been more than that. They're the favorite in at the start of the season.
They were the favorite in 11 games.
Yeah, and that's before anybody knew they're good to be good.
Yeah, so, that's because the teams they play were bad.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I said it.
I mean, they beat the good teams on their schedule too. So I mean, they beat Tampa and they beat the Bills. I mean, they got to play the Bills again.
Beat the Panthers, who are 7-6.
Yeah, I mean, Panthers look good now. I mean, they put an ass whooping on fucking the Rams.
I mean, it's a winning record team. I mean, they beat the Bills. Now they did lose to the Steelers, and yes, they lost to the Raiders. But those are two. There was the first 3 weeks. So. Now here they are. They're on a fucking they're 10 or 11-2. They're on a 10-game winning streak.
Yeah.
So I said it. I like the Patriots going forward in year 2. I thought they're going to be competitive. I thought they're going to have 8 or 9 wins this year. Now they're already at 11. So I was definitely wrong there. But I had them as a pretty decent team. 2 seed. I thought they were going to be the second team in the AFC East. I liked the Josh McDaniels pairing with Drake May. I thought McDaniels would get the best out of Drake May, and we're seeing that. We're seeing Drake May bring Stephon Diggs back to not his prime Stephon Diggs self, but Stephon Diggs looked pretty good this year. Hunter Henry's getting a lot of love. Boutte getting a lot of love. Mac Hollins is getting a lot of attention. Now they're using Henderson. Stevenson looked good yesterday. Now you have a good 1-2 punch if they can both hold on to the ball. Drake May's in the MVP spot. Now they have a little O-line problems. Even when Will Campbell was there, they were giving up some sacks, but they do have O-line issues. I think that's their biggest problem. But on the D-line, they're good. Secondary is pretty good. I mean, this is a good football team, and I know we all rooted for their downfall. But I hate myself right now because I find myself actually liking this Patriots team because I like Mike Vrabel. Like I've always liked Mike Vrabel. I thought he was a great coach in Tennessee, and I thought he was great for the New England Patriots. Come back home, and you bring McDaniels in. I can't believe I like this team. I don't want them to win because it's the Patriots, but I like the players that they got, and I like the coaches they got. That's the sad part.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll see what happens when like face good teams week to week. Once they make the playoffs, I mean, they might get the 1 seed and get the bye either too. So I mean, they might only have a few playoff games that they're gonna have to play in the first place. So I mean, I don't know. They got a late bye, which helps them a lot after going on a 10 week run. So they had a bye week this week, and they got a little short run before the playoffs. I mean,
2 tough games coming off the bye. You have a Bills team that wants to win the division, and you have a Ravens team that needs to keep winning. So it's 2 good tough, or not tough, but 2 good tests coming up after the bye week too.
So
It'd be crazy. The Bears and Patriots at the moment are the first seed, the 1 seeds in the AFC and NFC. It's
I
crazy.
don't think any of us had that. I don't think any of us predicted that.
No, Luke, the Denver Broncos, real quick, 10-2. A lot of close games this year. Close game against the Commanders with Marcus Mariota as a starter.
Yeah.
Should teams be worried about them because they're playing all these close games, or are they just being tested and they're battle tested and they're ready to show that they can compete in the playoffs?
They should be worried about the defense at least. The defense is pretty nasty. The defense is what's keeping them in these games because the offense, like they're hit or miss. Like they'll get like little lulls during the game, then they'll get hot, then they'll be like at the end of the game yesterday, like they were in lulls all the way down to like a couple minutes left in the fourth. Then they got hot and then they were stayed hot going into the overtime, and they got lucky. The defense held up on that 4th down conversion for the 2-point conversion for the Commanders.
Yeah, fourth quarter, Bo Nix is dangerous if he's still in the game.
Yeah, if they're within 1 score. I mean, it's kind of like the Chiefs last year. You had 1 score at the end of the game. They're going to figure out a way to win it, and they have been. So I mean, they're playing winning football. It's not pretty.
It's not pretty, but hey, the name of the game is to win. I mean, yeah, you're convinced when these good teams are winning by 10, 14 points a week. Yeah, when you're winning by 1 score games against the Commanders, against the Raiders on Thursday night, like, yeah, you're a little nervous about what they can be. But I really think Bo Nix has got all the talent in the world. Harvey and we'll see if Dobbins is back. It's a decent 1-2 punch. I think they're young. I mean, one's young, and then you're starting to use Ingram a little bit. Sutton. This defense is scary with Pat Surtain back. Alex Singleton too. Shout out to him. He's back as well. Your 2 captains, your 2 leaders back on the defensive side. I like the Denver Broncos. Am I as high on them as I was about how good they are?
I think they're leading the league in sacks too.
Oh yeah, they're on pace to break the NFL record. They're on pace to break the record.
The defense is nasty.
Yeah, they are a filthy team. I think right now they are through 12 games. They sit at 51 sacks through 12 games.
Nice. That's
so you're averaging a little over 4 sacks a game. Man, Browns and Falcons top 3 as well. 2 of them are bad teams. Crazy, but no, yeah, I like the Broncos. Not as high on the offense as I was to start the season, but I feel like the offense is starting to show some growth, a little bit of improvement. If they can get on that level that we thought they could be, this could be a dangerous team.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Broncos. I think they'll be one of the top 2 teams that are seeded in the AFC at least. I don't know if they're going to be able to get on top of the Patriots, but they're right there neck and neck with each other for the first seed.
Yeah. If the Broncos win this week against the Raiders, they will be tied 11-2. I'm not sure the tiebreaker would be. I think it would be New England or Denver technically because of conference record, but that's it. Luke, let's talk the Carolina Panthers real quick. 7-6, 1 game, or half a game behind the Bucs. If they win this week if the Bucs lose against the Saints this week, they are tied for the division. Are the Carolina Panthers seriously contenders? Or are they just one of those teams that no one expected to be good?
I mean, they're definitely a playoff contender. I mean, they're playing their best football right now. Bryce Young looks like the guy everybody thought he was going to be coming out of the draft. I mean, I think it helps that he got old Ted McMillan down there. Ted's a fucking monster. And this defense is playing good football. They gave Matthew Stafford a hell of a time this last week. I think they 2 picks or 3 picks and a fumble, or 2 picks and a fumble, or
pick 6 too. One was a pick 6.
Yeah. I can't remember if Matt Stafford threw 2 or 3 picks or something like that.
He threw, it was 2 picks at least.
2 picks and somebody fumbled.
Yeah, two interceptions and a fumble. Yep, 3 turnovers.
Yeah. So I mean, the defense. I don't know if just Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense was having a bad day overall, but Carolina put belt to ass to them. So it was crazy to watch because we were all hyped up the Rams so much that coming into that week that they were the best team in the NFL, and they just get smacked in the mouth.
Against the bad teams, the defense was been pretty good. Against the good teams, the defense has been a little shaky. But yeah, they had a lot of injuries this week, and they put it to the Los Angeles Rams, who we were all saying maybe the best team in the NFL this year. So they took care of business. Bryce Young had one of those games. Ted McMillan only had one catch, but it was a big one, touchdown. He's been good all year. Rico Dowdle's doing good. They still have Hubbard. I mean, you just can't – I guess you can't count them out because, I mean, if this is what we're going to get, yeah, this is the Bryce Young of college football, then, yeah, okay, that he did good in college. This is what I didn't think he was going to be this good, but people that were high on him thought he could be this good. And, hey, they're 7-6. And they're half a game behind the Bucs, depending on what the Bucs do this week. So, I mean, they could be tied for the division after 14 weeks of the NFL season.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have a clear path to the playoffs.
Yeah, they control their destiny.
So, I mean, it's them or the Bucs. One of them's got to make it.
The thing that the Panthers are, they have 4 games remaining, 3 division games, and the Seattle Seahawks. The Bucs twice, the Saints, and the Seahawks. That's their 4 games left.
There's 2 Bucs games probably was going to decide it.
So they get there at the same time for the bye week, and then you host the Bucs, you host the Seahawks, and you're at the Bucs. So your last 3 games are Tampa twice and Seattle sandwiched in the middle.
Ooh, that's a tough little stretch right there.
That is
especially because I think the Bucs should be getting pretty healthy around then too. Bucky's back this week. I think they said Mike Evans is going to be starting to come back to practice this week. Maybe probably sits out another week or so, but I think Mike Evans should be ready for playoff time. Then you get all your guys for the Bucs besides some like the season enders.
Yeah, Luke, real quick. We have 2 coaches currently fired, and with the whole Mike Tomlin situation going on, when they were booing him, talking about he should get fired. Yeah, how many head coaches realistically do you see are on the hot seat this year?
There's not that many.
I have about like 8 of them still.
No, you think might get fired?
That are on the hot. I'm not saying they're going to get fired, but I could see getting fired. So like, I believe I can name them real quick. McDaniel from the Dolphins, McDermott. I think McDermott can get fired. Yeah. If he doesn't go on a run, I think Zach Taylor. I think Mike Tomlin is realistically a name. Pete Carroll.
I just can't see them firing Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin might decide to jump ship.
Okay.
I think that's a little more realistic.
I think the fans might put him on the hot seat, and that's going to cause the ownership to think.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll. I believe the AFC South is fine, unless maybe Shane Steichen chokes it away, but I think he's fine. NFC East, everything's already been done. The North, I don't believe is going to have anyone fired. The West, but maybe Gannon. I think that's 7 or so, and then I think Raheem Morris is on the hot seat too. Coach.
I put him on there. I know it's first year for him, second year, right?
Second year for him.
Yeah,
and you're going, and I get Pinch got hurt, but you're going down. You went from 8 wins to right now you're 4-8.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not looking great. Falcons had so many expectations coming into the year too.
Yeah, we had some expectations. I agree. I mean, he's on the hot seat. You
could put Harbaugh in there if we miss the playoffs. I don't know if I don't think he'll get fired.
I think he gets a pass for the Lamar injury.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get fired, but conversations around Baltimore would start happening.
I think I know a couple Ravens people.
Might make some coordinator switches or something like that, and
I think Ravens fans are kind of getting on that side that they're getting tired of John.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing every week, same excuse. All right, we'll look at it and we'll fix it. You can't say that every week.
Well, because like we have a guy, and I've said it, like he hates Lamar because Lamar saved John Harbaugh. Lamar's success is keeping John on that safe. And I really getting the AFC Championship also did that too. Getting back to the AFC Championship for the first time since the Super Bowl year, that did it. Like that helped secure his job. And I've said, and that's why McDermott, good coach. He's good. He hasn't won anything, but he's been pretty good. But if you don't get far, like I get it, not everyone can win the Super Bowl, but get the championship at least. Go on runs, like do something. You can't just be a first round exit or you win only one playoff game. If you're not a number one seed, you only got the divisional round and you're out. Like that's just complacency to me. That's complacency doesn't mean you're improving, unless you're Andy Reid and Andy Reid gets a pass.
McDermott, he's a defensive guy and the defense is terrible.
That's my thing too with him. Is
he's a defensive coach and he wants to run this stupid defense just to beat the Chiefs, which works against the Chiefs. But then you have 150-yard, 200-yard rushers against you every other week.
Yeah, that's my problem with McDermott. McDermott doesn't do anything for Josh Allen. Like he doesn't. McDermott, okay, does now situational. Can he go for a fourth down? Sure, that's his decision. But Josh Allen is with Joe Brady. Like Joe Brady and Josh Allen are in sync. That's their thing. McDermott is with the defense. And I get it. He oversees stuff and maybe he gives advice to Josh Allen. Sure, Belichick gave Brady advice. But realistically, he's not working with him as much as he's focused on the defense. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't work with Josh Allen, but he doesn't do anything truly for Josh Allen, in my opinion. I believe if you hire an offensive-minded coach or another good defensive-minded coach, you get a good OC, Josh Allen's going to be the same or if not better.
Yeah. And maybe have a better defense.
And same thing with Lamar. Like, I mean, if you get someone in there that, Lamar's good. I mean, I'm not going to say he's bad, but like you get farther with Lamar is what I'm saying. Like you could do that. And sometimes you just need a breakup. It's just the way it is.
We'll see. I think Harbaugh will be there next year. Maybe switch coordinators, but definitely a conversation. It's he turned the seat warmer on in his truck. That's what he did.
Yeah,
it's on.
Well, I have about like 7 to 8 coaches I can see being replaced or leaving. I guess with Tomlin. So. Let's jump into some college football, Luke. NFL is fun, but I mean, there's been a lot of excitement going on, and we have head coaches to talk about. We have Heisman to talk about. But hey, the big news is the College Football Playoff Committee announced their top 25. And on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, you see. But if you're not watching on YouTube, if you're on Spotify Apple Podcast, you might want to head on to YouTube because you can see how it does. And they don't have a 12th, 11th team because they did Conference Champ 4, Conference Champ 5. But Luke, you see it. 1 through 10, it goes Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech. No arguments there, in my opinion.
Nope.
Oregon, number 5, fair. Number 6, Ole Miss, no Lane Kiffin, but the OC is going to stay behind Charlie Weiss Jr. to call plays. Number 6, I think it's fair, 11-1. 7, A&M, you deserve to be there. You couldn't make that championship. Choke artist, they're 11-1. Sorry, hey, I hate them so much. And the other team I hate, Oklahoma, 10-2, okay, because you're 10-2, sure. And Alabama, number 9, that was the big one. They flip-flopped Alabama, Notre Dame. They did it for a reason, in my opinion. It's to keep Alabama in if something happens. Notre Dame's 10, and then you have your 2 next conference champions, which it looks like the highest is Virginia, and then Tulane. Yep. Miami's number 12, BYU's number 11, first 2 team out. Luke, so what are some reactions you have right now to this? What do you see? What do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with it mostly. There's not really too much I would change here. Nothing really could really change because everybody in the top 12 won this last week. So it's not like we had big dominoes falling that
not everyone
besides A&M.
Okay,
but they weren't going to fall out.
No, they weren't going to fall out. But I wanted to make sure that's on the record. They lost.
Yeah, A&M was the only one in the I think top 14 or 15 to lose. So I mean, there's not really much the committee really could have done to shake things up. Like Vandy wasn't going to get in there. BYU wasn't going to really move up just because they won. Some of these other teams, I mean,
but flipping Alabama, and Notre Dame, that's the sneaky one that they threw in there. They just flipped up. I mean, Alabama survived Auburn. Notre Dame won pretty easily.
Yeah, I think
so.
They blew out whoever they played. I can't remember.
But it's like, okay, so how is the Auburn win, but close win? How did that sway you to flip them in front? I mean, I don't believe Notre Dame should be where they're at. I'll put on the record. I don't believe Notre Dame should be higher than Miami. But since they are there and they were higher, how did beating Auburn do that? I don't understand. That's something I don't understand. Now I know why they did it, but take the money and why you want in there out. But
it saves them for next week if Bama loses. That they can just bump or saves them. If Bama loses, they're going to stay in. Then if BYU comes in, it won't be Bama getting bumped. It'll be Notre Dame getting bumped.
Is there a way that you can see Bama? Because let's paint the picture. So last year SMU, they were 11-1. and they lost to Clemson in the ACC championship. Now, they didn't punish SMU and take them out. Now, they brought them down a little bit. They made them bully what was the 11 seed in the final bracket. So. Clemson was the 12. Yeah, because SMU, they played Penn State in the first round in Penn State. So is there a way that, because Alabama is number 9 and you have BYU at 11, well, BYU's ticket to get in is to win, but Miami's 12. Is there a way that Alabama, if they lose by a certain amount, that they are out of the playoffs?
I think it's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to have to be like a 3-score game that Georgia puts on them for them to like consider taking Bama out. Like if it's a 1-score game, maybe a 10-point game, I think Bama's still in there, just because they want that Bama in there because it's good for the ratings. I mean, they also want Notre Dame in there, so like the chaos would be BYU winning and them having to take one of those 2 teams out, which I think Notre Dame would get the short end of the stick and fall out.
Now, I do think if they lose by 3 scores, because as you mentioned, if they kind of lost how Texas lost to Georgia, where Texas was in the game for most of the 3 quarters and a little bit in that fourth quarter.
Kirby dropped his nutsack on you.
Kirby did do that, yes. But if that's the same situation, I still think they find Bama in there because Bama played good for the first 3 quarters. I think Bama has to be consistently getting pummeled. They have to be being beat the whole game with no chance at all in the game, like from the pretty much halftime on. Yeah, it has to be over at halftime.
I just don't see that being a reality at all. I think it's going to be a close 1-score game, kind of like I can't remember exactly how the game went last time, but Bama won that one.
And I'm going to say it now. I think the Alabama Crimson Tide win the SEC this year.
Kirby's smart. That would shake these things up because I think, Texas Tech, if they won, they'd move up to 3 or 2. Well, that's what they do with.
Well, I was going to ask that scenario for you. So let's say Georgia wins first. Okay, but how far does the loser of Indiana and Ohio State drop? Do they still stay in the top 4? Do you?
I think they stay in the top 4. I want number 1 and 2 going against each other.
So loser probably goes. Loser goes to 4.
Yeah.
Now,
loser goes 4.
If Georgia wins and Tech wins, I think the loser goes to 4. I think if Bama wins, the loser goes to 3 because I don't think they're going to put them behind Oregon because Oregon's not in the Big Ten championship. I think Oregon's stuck at 5 regardless, unless. Yeah, I think Oregon's stuck at 5. Unless Tech loses.
5's the spot Oregon wants to be in. That's where you want to be.
Well, unless Tech loses. Now, if Tech loses along with Bama or Georgia, then Oregon goes to 4. Actually, Oregon might go to 3, and then the loser just stays at 2. It goes at 2. Or he stays at 2. Excuse me. So, a lot of scenarios here. I think if BYU wins, I think Notre Dame's out.
That's chaos right there. It's BYU winning.
Fighting Irish is out. I think Miami's only case, I think Miami is a small case, is BYU and Alabama have to get blown out. Both have to get blown out.
Yeah.
That's the only case that Miami might have is you say, okay, yes, we didn't make our conference championship, but because of the stupid rule tiebreaker with 5 teams that are tied, they went to the 5th one. It goes to them. Now, that's Miami's only case. Is Bama and BYU have to get blown out against Tech and Georgia?
Yeah, which not likely. BYU might get blown out. They got blown out last time they played each other, but they also played at Tech.
Yeah, and BYU's already a first team out, so that would just keep the top 10. Well, Georgia. Well, it depends on Bama. I think if Bama wins, it will be interesting to see how far they bring them up. Maybe, you lost to Oklahoma, but you won the SEC championship.
Can't be higher than 5. I think right around 5 or 6 would be the.
Well, they got to be 1 ahead of Georgia.
Yeah, well, Georgia, they could fall back to 6 and put Bama at 5.
And then OU's gripe. OU doesn't have a true gripe. They're in the fucking playoffs, but
they should be happy to be there.
The question I want to ask you is because Florida State got hosed a few years ago with players being hurt, and there are a little bit of rules in there saying if too many players, too many coaches are gone, you can find yourself out of the playoffs. Did the committee get it right keeping Ole Miss in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so because I thought the committee was wrong taking Florida State out a few years ago. So I think they're doing the right thing here.
Me too. I agree.
Yeah, don't punish these players because of a coach's decision. Sorry, they earned to be in the playoffs. Doesn't matter what happens after that.
Yep.
Florida State won their conference championship game without their quarterback. They
They
still
went
won it.
13-0. Yeah, they went 13-0. They should have
Yeah.
been in. I believe they should have been the 4th seed in the 4-man. I don't believe they should have been higher in Texas. Yeah, they had a better record, but I do believe at the time, if you're talking about who the better team was, okay, you could have put Texas at 4. I mean, I really don't care. We had to play Michigan, but I don't believe Alabama should have been in that year. We beat them head to head. Florida State went undefeated. We were the same record as Alabama. The committee got it wrong, and I believe the committee got it right this time. They showed that
they moved them up a spot, didn't they? Or they
no, they're everyone went up a spot because A&M went down.
okay.
Everyone above A&M went up besides Tech, Georgia.
But they flipped Oregon and Penn State. I mean, Ole Miss.
No.
Right.
Everyone went up. Okay. That's how it was. The only thing that flipped really was A&M went down, and then
Notre
Dame flipped. So it's gonna be interesting to see what it's gonna happen. I mean, there's a scenario where the ACC doesn't get in if Duke wins, and then the winner of Tulane North Texas wins, and then if JMU wins. And then the question is, even if JMU loses, is there another conference that's higher than Duke? Because we don't know who's ranked outside the top 25. We don't know 26 through whatever. Can UNLV or whoever's playing Boise State, the winner, the team playing Boise State's actually, I think, 11-1. Can that team, is that team higher than Duke? I mean, people aren't talking about that. Yeah, here it is. It's see, that's what I'm saying. They're not even ranked, so I have to go to FBS. Here it is, right here. UNLV is 10-2. Are they ranked higher than Duke? If UNLV beats Boise State, are they in? If JMU loses, I mean, there's some scenarios here that you're going to get maybe a wild team that no one's even talking about.
Does the AP poll go past?
Well, I have the FB.
No,
no, they don't. I mean, that's the scenario. There is if Duke wins and JMU loses, do we find, like I said, maybe UNLV in the playoffs if they beat Boise State? So a lot of scenarios here, Luke, that can happen.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a great week to watch. It's gonna be nice to watch one game at a time for a little bit.
Well,
or
Saturday night,
some two games, but I won't have like 4 games on the TV, one on my phone, or stuff like that. Or
Saturday night they have the ACC and Big Ten championship at the same time. But Big Ten's gonna have I'll have both up, but sounds on the Big Ten. So
yeah,
Big Ten.
Yeah, that should be a good game. But the rest of them, I think, are all solo games for the most part, right?
Solo games. Can't wait for that.
Good to watch it. You just one game at a time. It's kind of nice.
Well, Luke, that was the CFP overreactions. Now let's get into this head coaching carousel. And I mean, you're more on top of it than I am. But the big one, obviously, Lane Kiffin, LSU Tigers. He's not coaching Ole Miss. A lot of pettiness going on. Ole Miss said, "Hey, thanks for your 2-week notice. Pretty much, we don't need you, pal. Kick rocks." Lane Kiffin is trolling already with the trophy case, the Heisman stuff, whatever. Luke, is Lane Kiffin making the right decision?
I think long term for him, he is. I mean, it sucks for his team, leaving them pretty much high and dry to go to the playoffs by themselves. I know he says he wanted to coach Ole Miss for the playoffs, but him telling the AD he's going to poach coaches and players, can't keep him around the building. I think it's the right answer for both teams, both sides. It's just, the only real loser is the playoffs in this. I mean, the players in this situation, which sucks for them because they had a great season, best season in Ole Miss history. Made the playoffs. They have a chance to go on a little run. I mean, offense is clicking. I like Trinidad Chambliss out here balling, coming from D2 last year, up in the SEC, putting that work in.
Oh yeah,
and they got like one of the top running backs in the country, Lacey. So I mean, they had a chance. The defense is pretty nasty too.
It's a shame, and maybe I know Chris was talking about this. Maybe this forces the NCAA to start working that schedule. You have early signing day. You have the transfer portal, the LSU, because they're not in the playoffs. They can focus 100% on their attention on the players in the transfer portal. They can start a head start, and Lane Kiffin can focus 100% on that. He's not going to coach the bowl game if they're in, if they are in a bowl game, and then that's what he has to focus on. This does. I believe the schedule should be revisited a little bit. I know it's very rare that you get a team that does this, or this happens to a team that's in the playoffs, but it happened. So
you got a couple of other potential coaches that they've already said they're going to coach the playoffs either way, but they're on new teams. So are they really 100% in coaching their former teams to try to make the playoffs next week. You got Tulane's coach, pretty much all the top three G5
North
coaches.
Texas, yeah.
North Texas, JMU's coach is gone. So I mean, who knows like how focused they're going to be. I know they all flew out this week to go to their new schools. So
yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely interesting. I mean, it's rare that you have all these good teams that. I'll cut the G5s is good because they're in the conference championship and they have a chance to be in the playoffs. So all these teams that are vying for the playoffs, now their head coaches, like you said, 100%. Yeah, they're going to try and win, sure, but they're not 100% focused. Now, you're never 100% focused because you're so worried about recruits, but you're not 100% focused on your school. You have this school you're at with now and the school you're coaching that's just trying to win a chip with. So it's something they have to address. But, Luke, man, Florida got their coach. Auburn, Auburn, Arkansas. Everyone's got a job, but Penn State. Everyone's got a coach. But Penn State.
Yeah, I don't understand what the problem is with Penn State. Why they can't get somebody to come in there? Yeah, I know they were looking at Heupel. Heupel shut that down. Says he doesn't want to go to a job with low expectations. Which I think Tennessee's probably got some really low expectations for him because he didn't beat a good team this year.
Yeah,
he got blown out by Vandy, which I know Vandy's good, but can't have a little brother beating that ass at your house too.
Yeah, it was in Knoxville.
Yeah, then so Heupel turned it down. The BYU's coach, I can't say his name, but he turned it down for the crumble cookies and protein powder because the two founders, I guess, of Crumble Cookie and this supplement company decided to give him some extra money. So I think they upped his contract to $9.5 million a year, which is really good for BYU head coach. So and he's Mormon, and the Mormons are having an uprise over there about him leaving, which they said it wasn't holy for him to leave.
You like Do you like the Florida move?
I do. I someone was a good coach. I know a lot of Florida fans are comparing him to Sunbelt Billy, but Summerall's not the Sunbelt. He coached an American, so
yeah.
He's American Summerall.
American Summerall, and he did good with Troy, and he did good with Tulane. He did good with those two schools.
Yeah, defensive-minded guy. I know Jake wanted an offensive-minded guy to pair Lagway or whoever the quarterback's going to be.
Well, he wants Lagway out of there. So.
Yeah, I think Lagway says he wanted to stay, but that was before a coaching hire. I assume he just wants to be Florida Gator, and it's just kind of how it is at some schools. Like, you just want to play for that team, no matter who the coach is.
Well, and that's kind of why the Lane Kiffin thing, because these players that like LSU, they like LSU for LSU also. It's not just Lane Kiffin. They want to be the greatest Tigers, what a lot of people are saying. So regardless who the coach is, and LSU is going to get talent. We know that. They get historically better talent than Ole Miss has. Not saying Ole Miss doesn't have talent, but it's better. But it's interesting, though, man. All these head coaches, I think this is one of the biggest crops of, like, power schools like Auburn and Arkansas, Florida.
Six SEC schools swapped out.
Yeah, Ole Miss, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida.
Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, because Stoops is gone. That's 5. That might be another one I'm missing.
I think I saw somewhere it was 6.
Florida, Arkansas, Auburn, Ole Miss, LSU. No, that's 6. Yeah, because Ole Miss, LSU is 2. Yep, that's 6. Yeah, that's 6. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. It looks like Shane Beamer's safe because they probably would have fired him by now. But Lenore Sellers is potentially going in the transfer portal. So, it's gonna be an interesting winter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, especially when the transfer portal opens up, see who's leaving, who's staying, what quarterbacks these new coaches are going to go target.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like Vandy's going to flip the number 1 quarterback from Georgia.
It officially broke again tonight. So Curtis,
it's official now.
Again, it's official for the second time. So as of right now, Vanderbilt has the number 1 quarterback in the 2026 class. I believe it's Jared Curtis. Flips from Georgia University to Vanderbilt University. Crazy to say that Vandy's getting the number 1 quarterback. Houston is getting the number 2 quarterback. Crazy to say Vandy and Houston getting the top 2 QBs. And then it's all right in the world. Texas gets Diabell, the number 3 quarterback. So the big name schools go after the last few years historically, last couple decades, smaller schools. So we'll see. But Luke, speaking of quarterbacks, the Heisman Trophy. Now we have some games still. Pavia has no game. Luke, if I asked you right now, who do you think is going to win the Heisman Trophy? Who would you have?
Who I think will win or who I want to win is two different things.
No. Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to end up being Mendoza with IU. I mean, he's playing clean football. I mean, they're lighting up the scoreboards over at IU. Undefeated season. He's in the Heisman running. He's in the Big Ten championship game.
More total touchdowns too right now.
He's got 2 more in Pavia.
Yeah.
So I mean, but Pavia's got more yards. So, I mean, tit for tat. What you want to do there? I think. Then Julian Sainz got the highest completion percentage. He's got higher completion. So I mean, they all have good numbers overall. I mean, one player from each beats each other in each thing. Except Pavia's got 600 more rushing yards than the rest of them. I think
Simpson is a potential one, depending on how he plays against Georgia.
He's got a ball out this week if he wants to. I think what hurts Simpson the most is the talent around him is so much greater than Pavia and Mendoza.
Well, Sainz got talent though too, but he's still. But it's his first year. Oh, it's Simpson's first year too starting. So I mean, I think it's going to be Mendoza. I mean, and I think it should be Mendoza. Pavia, which shout out to the lady that's helped me with my loan. She wanted me to say Pavia's all fame, no game. He believes which in my opinion, it's the same thing with like Quinn Ewers. He's a college quarterback. These guys I don't think he's meant for the NFL, but she thinks he's a reality TV star for the future. Him and his family. It doesn't sound like she likes the guy, but I believe it should be Mendoza. I mean, both don't have the top tier talent. It's IU and Vandy. We can't sit here and say they have the best talent in the world. I believe it's Mendoza going 12-0. Even if you lose Ohio State, depending on how you play against Ohio State, if you play good but you lose, you propelled your team to be 12-0. And that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy to say Indiana's 12-0. It's crazy to say Vanderbilt's 10-2. Best season they've had too. So I'm not knocking Pavia, but I believe it's Mendoza. I believe Mendoza, yes, they both meant a lot to their team, and Pavia's legs definitely was a big weapon for him. But Mendoza had a lot of rushing touchdowns this year too. And
yeah. I think the only thing that really helps Pavia is the competition he had to play, which is a lot tougher competition, strength of schedule wise, than Mendoza had to play, which I mean, take that into consideration. But we'll see. I would like Pavia to win it just because he's fun. He makes watching Vanderbilt football exciting. Watching Indiana is not an exciting brand of football, I don't think. They play clean football, they play good football, they blow teams out, but it's not the same excitement that you get watching Pavia run around and taunt players. You got his family in the stands, mom twerking in the stands, brothers getting arrested. So I mean,
the Vaughn's part of it, walking out on senior day.
Yeah, so the attention, which I think, I don't know if the voters like the attention. They liked when Johnny Manziel did it. Pavia's got a similar vibe to Johnny Manziel.
They were okay with Travis Hunter going around from campus to campus, giving himself a reason why he should have won.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe the voters like that. I don't know how much of the voters watched Mendoza's season, but I'm sure a lot of people watch Pavia because they want to see him either lose or ball out. I mean, he's kind of like that. He's like that. You either love or hate him kind of quarterback, which is brings the eyes to the town. So I would like Pavia to win, but I think it's going to be Mendoza.
Well, Luke, we'll see. We'll see how they play. We'll see how IU plays this weekend to Ohio State. It's a big test.
If he plays bad. Hey, 4 picks, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, that could change. That could also Julian Sain throws 5 touchdowns. I mean, there's names there. Pavia, unfortunately, is not playing. Out of the 3 of the 4 guys that I think are the favorites to probably win it, besides maybe Jeremiah Love, he's up there too.
Yeah, I think for me, he'd be my number 4.
Who's Simpson?
Yeah. No, Love.
Or Love. Okay, yeah, Love.
Yeah. I think he should be in there. Dude's a monster. The rest of the quarterbacks, I don't care about it. The rest of the quarterbacks, they're not that good. They had not had a good season. Yeah. It's those 4. Those are the 4. They invite 4, right, to New York.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 4. They should go.
All right. Well,
unless those 2 quarterbacks blow it up this week and maybe we reconsider.
Yeah. But we'll see, Luke. We have a big weekend, college football, conference championship weekend, NFL last week of bye weeks for these 4 teams. We still have 14 games. So a lot of football this weekend, a lot of meaningful football. We're in December now. Luke.
Yeah, every game matters now.
Every game matters. It just like the SEC says, every game, it just means more now. But Luke, we have predictions on this next episode we're going to do for NFL. We'll probably even throw who we think is going to win the conference championships on the side as well. Can't wait to be back here tomorrow. That's Luke Rule. I'm Mark Davis. This is All About the Balls podcast. Have a good one.
Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.